When you hear the name Namecheap, one thing probably comes to mind, right? Getting a domain name for super cheap. But there's a lot more going on there. Today, we're going to dig in and see if their web hosting is as good as their reputation for domains. Yeah, for years, this has been their whole identity. They pretty much became the go-to spot for grabbing a domain name without emptying your wallet. And honestly, that's why so many of us who've ever built anything online know their name. So that brings us to the real question, doesn't it? Does that reputation for being cheap, simple, and reliable carry over to their web hosting? I mean, can they actually host your next big idea just as well as they can help you name it? So let's do it. Let's pull back the curtain and really unpack what's going on with their hosting services right behind that famous name. So what do you actually get when you sign up? What's inside the box? Let's take a look at the core stuff that comes with every plan. First thing you'll notice is they use the industry standard cPanel. And this is a really smart move. Why? Because it makes everything so much easier. If you're a pro, you'll feel right at home. And if you're a beginner, well, it's one of the most intuitive, easy-to-learn dashboards out there. Next up, and this is a big one, is the SSL certificate. That's the little padlock you see in your browser's address bar. It encrypts all the data going back and forth between your website and your visitors. And let me tell you, in today's world, this is not just a nice to have, it's an absolute must for building trust and for getting any love from Google. And these features here, they add a ton of value right from the start. Unmetered bandwidth, that's huge. It means you can have a post go viral and not have to worry about your site crashing from all the traffic. You also get a free website builder if you're starting from zero. And of course, that super important SSL security is thrown in for free for the first year. Okay, so with all that in mind, who is this service actually built for? This is key. Let's figure out who the ideal Namecheap customer really is. Honestly, this is where Namecheap just shines. If you're a solopreneur, a blogger, or a small business owner, this is basically tailor-made for you. It's also fantastic for anyone using WordPress. Now, if you're a giant corporation that needs a whole farm of dedicated servers, yeah, you're going to look elsewhere. But for pretty much everyone else, this hits that perfect sweet spot. All right, now for my favorite part. Let's talk about the perks that really make Namecheap stand out in what is a very, very crowded market. Okay, this right here, this is a game changer. If you have ever tried to move a website from one host to another, you know it can be a total technical nightmare. Well, Namecheap just takes all that pain away. Their team will move your entire site over to their servers for you for free. You literally don't have to do a thing. So what happens when something goes wrong at like 2 in the morning? You can't just send an email and hope for a reply the next day, right? Especially if your site is down. That's why their 24/7 live chat support is so clutch. You get to talk to a real person right then and there. And get this, their support is fast, like really fast. We're talking an average response time of under 2 minutes to get connected with a live agent. When every second of downtime could mean a lost customer, that kind of speed is just invaluable. And finally, let's get down to brass tacks. We're talking about the two things that matter most to a lot of us when we're starting out: how much it costs and what kind of promise they make. This is where Namecheap really, really lives up to its name. Their most basic hosting plans are so affordable. I mean, we are literally talking about less than the price of one fancy cup of coffee a month. That just makes it possible for pretty much anyone to get their idea online. Now, when you're looking at their plans, here's a little pro tip. The basic Stellar plan is great, for sure, but the Stellar Plus is usually the smarter move. For just a little bit more, you get huge upgrades like unlimited websites, unmetered storage, and, this is the most important one, automatic backups. Trust me, that feature can be an absolute lifesaver. And here is your safety net, a full 30-day money-back guarantee. That means you can sign up, give it a real test drive for a whole month, and if you're not happy for any reason at all, you get your money back. No questions asked. It makes trying them out completely risk-free. So what's the final verdict here? Look, Namecheap's hosting isn't trying to be the most powerful, complex solution on the planet, and that's okay. Instead, it strikes this just about perfect balance between solid performance, being super easy to use, and a price that is just almost impossible to beat. At the end of the day, it's just a fantastic way to get your project online without the huge price tag or the technical headaches. So that really just leaves one last question. For that big idea you've got rattling around in your head, could this be the right first step to finally making it real?